My name is Chauncey Webb. I own Renaissance Wood and Timber. Renaissance has been around for 22 years, servicing the Oklahoma City and Oklahoma area with timber supply. And I purchased Renaissance 3 years ago. I've always been involved in my life in remodeling, woodworking, generally just making. I grew up learning lots of different trades from my dad, who remodeled houses for many years. And I love working with my hands and have always enjoyed it. I love the creative process that brings to my life. And I enjoy providing a high quality product and material to my clients. Renaissance is a family owned business. I know a lot of people that gets thrown around a lot, but all of my family is really involved in Renaissance. My wife, she serves as kind of the office manager. And all my children, I've got 5 children, they're all involved in some way. A lot of times they're coming up here and cleaning up the shop, cleaning the offices, and being involved in even some paperwork and different things with the business. And so it's a very enjoyable thing for our family to work together. And it's kind of a special deal for me. Growing up, my dad was a basketball coach, and we moved around Oklahoma a lot, but there was a really long stint there for about 15 to 20 years where what he did was he remodeled houses and was a contractor and handyman and stuff. And so growing up, I was always assisting him and helping him. I think I roofed my first house when I was in 6th grade, to kind of give you an idea. So I've been doing, different trades for my entire life. And then when I graduated college, I actually started my own remodeling business and started remodeling houses and stuff for people. So I've been doing this a really long time, and I've got experience in pretty much all the trades just throughout my life. But woodworking is kind of really where my passion is. That's what I like doing. I like doing stuff with my hands. It's very fulfilling to me, very calming, if you will. A woodworker would understand that. And then also I'm kind of a tool junkie. So what better way to have a lot of fun with your job is you get to buy a lot of really cool tools and write that stuff off. So it's just a great deal. Renaissance, one of the main things that we do is we supply timbers. We're a timber supplier to residential builders and homeowners who maybe are remodeling or building a new house, who want to have some really beautiful, decorative, authentic wood beams in their house. It's all custom. We have a lot of ways we can make things look really nice and new, or we can take new timbers and make them look aged and old through a custom texture process that we do. And then we also supply timbers for commercial jobs too. We've been able to do several really large commercial projects where we're bringing in timbers that kind of baffle your mind, the size and length of them. We work with some satellite mills out of British Columbia and Oregon, and we're able to really dial in on what the needs are for the customer and get that timber cut just to their specifications. Along with the timber supply, we do like to work with solid timbers. That's our main thing, but we quickly realize in modern homes, what you have is a rather large LVL beam that typically runs down the ridge if you've got a vaulted ceiling. And a lot of times when people would come in, or builders would come in, and they would want some decorative beams, we'd have to somehow find a way to hide this, really big LVL, which is kind of ugly. It's hanging down into the room. And so what we got good at is making box beams to match. In a lot of cases, we can match the solid timbers that are coming off as the rakes or the rafters and hide that LVL. Our box beams are unique. One thing is that we're able to span up to 30 feet with no seams. So really nobody in Oklahoma can do that. So we're able to cut some custom boards on our mill, 30 foot long. And the other thing is with our box beams, there's no nails in the corners. A lot of times when you get box beams that are built on site, you've got a bajillion nails down each corner, and it's just really difficult to hide that and finish those beams out to where they look like an actual solid timber. And with ours, we create ours with floating tenons every 12 inches, and it's all glued together. And it'll never separate, it doesn't come apart. And there again, you don't have to hide any nail holes or anything. So it really sells the illusion that timber or that box beam is an actual solid timber. So another large bit of our business is custom timber mantles. And so we've been making mantles for 20 plus years. We've gotten pretty good at it. I'm really proud of the product that we put out when it comes to mantles. Each mantle is unique. Each mantle is custom to that client. We always have 15 to 20 mantles in our showroom. So a lot of times people can come in and just pick something out and leave that day. But if there's not something that really fits for what they're going for, we can have a conversation and kind of figure out what it is they're wanting the look to be like. And we can custom, cut and make a solid timber mantle that fits their style. One of the reasons we enjoy making mantles so much is really there's not much that you can do to sell a living room. When you think about it, a living room is just typically a fireplace inside four walls. And outside of a real statement piece, we believe is the mantle. It's kind of like the art piece in your living room. And we never get tired of people telling us, when we have guests or have a dinner party or something and people come over, one of the first things when they walk in the living room is like, wow, this is an amazing mantle, just, and the compliments that the homeowner gets on the mantle. And so we're always really proud of that. And the homeowner's always really proud of that. And it's just one way that you can really warm up and liven up your living room and put something very interesting and unique that has a lot of history on your fireplace. Something else that makes us really different from other timber suppliers or anybody else is that we have a lot of hands-on work that we put into our timbers or can put into our timbers. Over the years, we've developed different textures that we can put on those timbers, and they're all custom textures. We have one called a weatherwood texture. That's the most popular, where we draw knife the edges by hand with an old-fashioned draw knife, and we raise the grain so it looks aged. We also can make your timbers look like hand-hewn. That's a real popular thing. Authentic hand-hewn timbers predate sawmills, so those timbers are going to be coming out of barns that are at least 200 years old. In a lot of cases, those barns were very small, and a lot of the timbers aren't very good anymore. So we have customers who wanted newer timbers that we can make a lot longer to span their entire living room, but they also wanted to look like an old hand-hewn timber. So we developed a way to make that texture or that hand-hewn look very authentic. And then another texture we have is a log cabin texture. So we just call it the log cabin texture because it just kind of looks like, if you were to look at some old log cabins, like authentic old log cabins, the texture of the old outside of that log typically is very rough and textured. And so we're able to kind of mimic that, and it's a really good look. And then we can also make your timbers very smooth, very streamlined, where we just barely round over the corners and we sand them out like we would a piece of furniture. So whenever you stain it, it's going to look really immaculate. So those are some of the different textures that we can do. And also there's really, the sky's the limit. We've had people come in and say, well, I kind of like this, a little bit of this texture and a little bit of that texture, and we can work up a sample and kind of work up something that's unique to you. So Renaissance is located at 13401 North Santa Fe Avenue in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. We service the metro area, but we do a lot of different projects for people pretty much all over Oklahoma, from west Oklahoma down to southeast Oklahoma and everywhere in between. When people kind of find out what we do, we're very unique, and so a lot of times they'll drive in to have us make their timbers or supply their timbers. If you have any questions about what we can do or accomplish for you, you can give us a call, or you could visit our website at renaissancewood.com. We always love meeting new people, and I look forward to potentially working with you and making your home beautiful with authentic wood beams and mantels.